Meeting to order. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Town Council of the Town of Star Valley Ranch. It's the 13th day of August 2024 at exactly 7 p.m. We do have a quorum. All councilmen are present and we can conduct business. Let the record also show that we have our Town Administrator Aiken. We have three people here. Town Clerk, Treasurer Gray, and also our building official, Scott Kazoo, right here. All right, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if the first thing on the agenda is to reconvene from into the regular agenda, so if I could get a motion to reconvene.
I would move we reconvene the meeting from earlier today.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilman Ellis, second by Councilman Rock. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. So I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Move we adopt the agenda.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Denny, second by Councilman Merrill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the announcements and proclamations. And this is kind of an interesting, I do have a proclamation for, I did write a proclamation for David Zankaran, who has been a tremendous amount of work for the town, both on our financials and water rates. And so, but he has asked that I not read it, but it will stay in the book. So if anyone wants to read it, you can do it online. So I just felt that it was really important to thank him for everything he's done for the community. So I do want to let you know about that one. The next item on the agenda is the public comment section. And so this is the public comment section. If you come up here and state your name, and you have 3 minutes, and remember this is comments, not questions. And so there will be no comments, or there will be no council discussion or debate during the public comments. So would anyone like to come up and comment?
I'm Lee Staley. I live on 425 West Drive, and I got some paper I want to hand out to you, so you can reference. So what I'm here to talk about is air pollution. That's what happens when you take the asphalt off the road and turn it into dirt road. A lot of people drive up and down Vista West, Vista East, Vista, and it creates quite a cloud. So I've been in touch with Wyoming DEQ, and Jared Beck, he gave me some information on what the state can do to help county roads and municipalities with this problem. So the information is on that first page, and he can direct whoever is in charge of keeping the roads dust-free how to get it. There's actually $2 million that the state holds to help counties and communities with the problem of dust control. So what they call it, and it's actually its real name is fugitive dust. And it's a real problem, it's a real pollutant. And on the very last page, I give you, it's actually on the website as well, but there's a breakdown of best practices to control fugitive dust. And I circled the unpaved haul and service roads part. And one of the things that they do is apply water and improve chemical dust suppression on a regular basis. And I know the town's been running water truck up and down this to west, but 2 hours later, it's right back to the dust again. So if they want to run up and down every 2 hours, maybe that'll help, I don't know. Next one down is limit vehicle speeds to 5 miles an hour, which people drive probably 40 miles an hour up and down this to west. There's a speed control sign there. It's been there for like 2 years, but it doesn't, I mean, it's still got a sign on it, but it's had a LED light on it that's supposed to flash when people are going too fast and slow them down, and that part hasn't worked for several months. So I think I spent a lot of money on that stuff, but if it's disrepair, it doesn't really good. So. And then there's paving the all roads, which last time I spoke about this, I was pretty much told that wasn't ever going to happen. It's never going to get there. So anyway, I'd just like to request that the council consider either lowering the speed limit to 5 miles an hour or finding some way to get dust control on that road and make it a lot better place to live. So, you guys got any questions?
I appreciate you looking at this, because I talked to Whiteout before, and that this was not brought up. If they do have funds available, that would be fantastic.
Well, the other thing is that they have to apply for it.
Correct.
And it's, and it may have gone out of the application time for this year, but it shows on the website, and it tells you exactly how to apply for it, and when to apply for it, and everything else, so.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Whoops, just lost my thing. Any other comments from the public?
Yeah, I'm Bob Bollier, and I live on Vista East. You and I have texted back and forth a time or two about the dust control, and I'm with Lee. It's unbearable up there, because where I live, I get dust from Vista East, as well as people flying up Vista West. As we all know, trucks are light in the rear end. They spin halfway up the hill, creating a dust storm. And I get that dust as well. Now, my wife and I attended a council meeting probably 4 years ago, and at that time, we were told that, yeah, it's in the plan, 3 or 4 years, we'll have the streets paved. Well, those years have come and gone, and we still have no pavement. When we built our house 20 years ago, it was nice. We had pavement everywhere. Now the only place that seems to be without dust is Cedar and Choke Cherry on the north end of those, and some of the other areas on the south end of the ranch. They have no idea the dust that we live with up here. So likely I would request that you look into the possibility of getting some kind of financing to do the road, or at least maintain it with some kind of dust control.
Okay.
Because we're choking to death up there. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Thank you. Anyone else? You must have someone.
Lee Hanson. Just a note of information that you may or may not know. Don Bailey passed away last evening, and it just made it up here. He'd been ill for a while. He passed away peacefully, but but he made it back to Star Valley Ranch. And he's been a strong contributor for many years, both on the P and Z and on the town council. And he'll be greatly missed.
Thank you, Lynn. Anyone else? Get trouble, people.
I'm Katie Tolson. I was just at the HOA meeting and somebody asked about signage for when the road is closed for Vista East and West to go down on the crater and have people, or down by, is that crater? Legacy Homes, and come up, have signage showing that the detour should be up this way to come to the golf course. The HOA said they can't put signs up, and that might be something to request to the town, so I'm just giving you that information.
We will request that through the contractor, so. Good call.
My name is Mary. I'm running for county commissioner, but that's why I'm here. Evidently, when I went to the first meeting, the Republican meeting in Cokeville, there was a gentleman there who raises horses, and he had gone to the county commissioners 4 months ago and had given them this gaming commission report. There are $1 billion out there. I'll leave it with you, but there's over $1 billion, and it tells the cities and the counties that have applied for this money, and that money's sitting out there, and Lincoln County has done nothing to do with it. But the towns can go after this money, and he finally got tired of waiting for Mr. Allen to contact him, so he went to Marty Halverson, and they have a resolution, and they were talking about it. But sometimes things get stalled, and towns can go ahead, we know that. Things need to go ahead, and I just want to give this information to you because with the town, you could go after it,
Right.
the money. So I will leave it.
Do it right there, yeah. Perfect timing, because I meet with the county commissioners tomorrow.
Perfect. Just wanted everybody to get the info.
Thank you so much. Any other comments from the public? Okay, come on up.
Well, I'm Colton Poland, live on Holly Drive down on Flat 5. Year and a half ago, my family moved here. I'm excited I'd always wanted to live in Wyoming. And anyways, we moved up here a little eager. Found out recently we weren't allowed to have chickens, and that's something we would like to see change. I'm not fighting or arguing for all farm animals to be allowed in the town or HOA, whatever, and get that kind of squared away with what's what on bylaws and whatnot. But just would like to see some things change in that regard. I got 3 young kids. I'm trying to teach responsibility and to take care of something that can be rewarded, feed you, and things like that. And just something that, provide for our own family. And that's something, whether it's a limit on how many, no roosters, contained, or we just would like to see a little bit of change on that. We went around and filed a little petition and had a handful of neighbors and friends in the town here that would also like to see a change. And that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. But anyways, we'll leave this there.
Leave that there. And thank you. I like the fact that you're getting involved. That is important.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else?
For a while, Town Council. How you guys doing?
Thank you.
My name is Lauren Robinson, and I live in Plat 20. I'm also a candidate for Town Council. And I'm here tonight because, ever since I put my bio on, I let people contact me. Then we come out here to bring out one of the stances that I have that I'm running upon. And I want to share my experience from July 4th in my neighborhood. So, in my neighborhood, there are between 60 and 80 full-time residents. Now, during the 4th of July, this is my neighborhood. The neighbors have families, so the population increases by about 50%. This year was almost 100. And which is double. The extra burden of more people in the neighborhood, I believe, can be associated with short-term rentals. And it seems that this year, the short-term rentals brought entire families, not just couples, because I see them all the time. And what that also caused was the 405 freeway down my street. And I got kids that are learning how to drive golf carts, ATVs, go-karts. And it's been that way since I've lived here. I watched every child grow up in my neighborhood. Now, I really have a firm stance. I don't believe that short-term rentals belong here. They worked when I got here, and the founders of this place, Star Valley Ranch Association, thought the same thing. And one of the reasons I'm really against it too is that the town didn't do an impact study. And boy, it impacts a lot of people. I got a lot of calls, not calls, but emails, and I actually talked to people. And they have their own stories. They're not the same, but they're equally terrible. Now, when it comes to this impact study, the town did not consider the traffic, the road conditions. And speaking of my roads, why aren't they fixed? They get worse. I mean, you guys did a nice job like 2 years ago. You haven't done anything since. And the more traffic that I have in my neighborhood, it's now just gravel. And then, was water usage considered? Water pressure dropped huge. Now, this brings up another thing, is the septic. And then we have a whole bunch of new people that we don't know. And they're taking pictures, which is, I mean, I get it, they take videos. But it's intrusive to the people that actually live here full time. And I really believe that this short-term rental needs to end. It's ill thought. It does not consider the mass. We're talking, like, in a couple neighborhoods I've talked to, in fact, it's your neighborhood, is one of them, 6. And I look at how many plats we have, and we do a percentage, and then we come up with 15% of the homes are not full-time people. And so if you do that for every plat, so that would make approximately 15% of our town people that just come and go. And some of the results that have happened here is we get more calls. I've actually called the sheriff's department myself. Never called on anybody. They have a short-term rental right next door to me. They've actually been a lot nicer in the last, well, since our confrontations. We just don't have confrontation. But my whole street is not good. And something has to be done. I believe that they just need to be gone for now. Not like completely closed-minded to them. But until there's an impact study, and I really believe that town council overreached on this one. This isn't something that you 5 should decide. The people that are sitting in these chairs should decide. Just like we did about the.
Okay, and your time's up, so,
On my last one.
okay.
But I believe that this should these end and try again. If not, they're gone and they should stay. But we have septic issues up in these other plats that have, because it's compact. Right? And this is not just for short-term rentals, but what happens when our town actually gets full grown? I don't think we have the water system for it, and I also don't believe that we have the septic ability. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on. Hi.
I'm Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
I just want to talk about like chickens.
You want to talk about chickens? Okay.
And I think like having chickens, like no restrictive questions, just go out. But I think chickens can like teach like a lot of responsibility and like provide like for your family, just eggs, but and like responsibility, like 4-H, you have to like take care of the chickens and you have to learn. And I feel like it's a good responsibility, like how you teach your kids and yourself like how to like I don't know do other stuff. But yeah, I just think I should chickens. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
I appreciate you coming up. Thank you. She did good. Anybody else? We have one more. Okay.
Yeah, I've got another question. Since they tore down the old clubhouse up at Aspen Hills, they've done a lot of work and they've graded an area up there. Who is responsible for the maintenance of that? Is that the association?
That
Is
is.
that the town?
That is not the town. It is the association.
So
It's
I
their
read
property.
in the newsletter and everybody says call the sheriff. Well, by the time you call the sheriff, the perpetrators, the kids, the 6-year-olds driving the golf carts, and the people riding dirt bikes up and down that area up there. Sheriff is not concerned, but it's the association that is responsible for that.
For that property, correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I think we've got everyone, so we're gonna move on. Where did we just have? So we still need to adopt the consent agenda. So if I could get a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I move that we adopt the consent agenda.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Whoops, I gotta go through the agenda first before we can approve it. So here we go. Let's see. So in the consent agenda is to, yes? Oh, geez. I know. I need to talk loud enough, but I guess I don't. In the consent agenda, we need to, as part of that is to approve the minutes for the July 9th work session, July 9th regular meeting, and the July 25th special meeting. We have our disbursements are in there, the dispatch report, the special municipal report. So, no other questions? All in favor say aye to approve the consent agenda.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is an ordinance, and we do not have any old ordinances, but we do have a new one. So, Councilman Rock, we need to take that one. What did I forget? Approved by title. Can I get a motion to approve the ordinance by title? By title. Okay. Second?
All second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, motion carries. Somehow I'm gonna get that right. Anyway, Councilman Rock, would you like that to do that ordinance?
This is ordinance 2024-11, Title 15, Land Usage, Chapter 150, Buildings. This is the first reading, and the explanation is for updating this is to update the existing code to clarify language for building inspections, updates to the stop work order requirements, updates for the certificate of occupancy requirements, and carries language over from another update regarding driveways. These are primarily administrative type updates without any major changes. And move that we approve the first reading of ordinance 2024-11, Title 15, Land Usage, Chapter 150, Buildings.
Okay. Second?
All second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions from the audience on this ordinance? Like up here?
Sandy Bowen, I live in Cedar Creek. My question is just, when I read the ordinance, you were changing P&Z board to the word town. And so could you give an explanation why you took it away from the P&Z board to town? Thank you.
Yeah, I can't, well, we didn't take it away from the P&Z board. We just trying to clean up the language. Some places in here it says town, some places it says building officials, some places it says P&Z board. And so the P and Z boards is in the ordinance in under administration where it tells everything that they do. It's not really reflected in this, and so that's why we're just trying to clean the language up. Does that help?
And it just seemed a little vague as I was reading it. There was no explanation as to.
And that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I think it was an attempt to be more sort of all-encompassing and not putting a particular office in there or group that, or title that's.
Right. And remember, the P and Z board is part of the town.
Yeah, right.
It's a town board.
I think the reason it was vague for me.
Okay.
Was in the old reading, if you wanted to commit, you went to the P and Z board wording. Okay. And so the new wording is you go to the town. So where in the town do you go? And it was specific to the P and Z board, and the word town just means where. To me, that's what made it vague. Specificity for someone who's doing this.
Right.
They might be a little confused. Where do I go?
But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting question because they don't go to the P and Z board, they go to the staff first. And then once it's approved through all of those processes, then it goes to the P and Z board.
So if I wanted to get a permit and it said I had to go to town, I wouldn't know where in town to go. That's why I said it's vague. You see?
Okay.
You don't know where to go.
Okay. Good, and it's only first reading, so we'll clarify it on the next one. So, yeah. Okay, any other questions?
Random here, Snow Forest Drive. I just want to understand what the purpose of this ordinance is and what's the specific problem we're trying to solve. Is it just specifying the requirements for certificate of occupancy or exactly what is driving this? I just like to question most new ordinances because it seems like we have so many of them. I just want to understand what's driving this or who's driving it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really driving it. I think the issue is that it's not new. What tends to happen with these ordinances, the council will pass them, and then the staff has to put them in operation. And then that's when we find problems. That's when we find issues. So this one in particular, there's one of the biggest reasons for this one is we had an extension process, but we eliminated the deposits because it was a staffing nightmare and it ended up costing the town more money trying to manage it. We eliminated the deposits and we made it a 3-year right now. Before it was a 2-year plus a 1-year extension. And so that's part of this also, is just to make it a 3-year permit. So does that help on some of this?
Single-family homes.
For single-family homes.
It doesn't say that anywhere in here about a 3-year period.
Whole things. Yeah, it does. But where is it? And then another big portion of this was, you're exactly right, these are all the documents the town needs in order to issue a certificate of occupancy. Because that's been another huge problem for us. We can't get all the documents that we require. And that's been a real challenge, so we decided to put it in law so we can actually enforce it a little better. But yeah, it does say 3. I just can't find it.
I couldn't find it when I read it. I didn't know what the period was or what the extension was, so if that could be clarified a little bit for second reading.
I just found it. There's a typo, it says permit, well, it just says permit period, so that's not it. So, because then you have that in the notes so we can make sure, did you find it?
No.
Okay. Make sure that we make those corrections by next month.
Yeah, it's in the very bottom.
It is there. That was. Okay, any other questions? Please.
Lee Hanson, I understand you're trying to move it to a 3-year permit instead of 2, plus special circumstances allows for an extension. Why is that? Are we saying that it takes 3 years to build a house now?
Actually, it's taking longer.
Where it took 2?
It's taking longer.
Because what?
Most of the,
What's
everything I
the
know is
main
because of
reason?
building
Is it
materials.
because they're not working on it very diligently?
No,
The whole reason for making it 2 to begin with is so you didn't have an eyesore there for 3 years or longer with traction along the outside and stuff like that. So there was logic for having it a 2-year, and then if there was extenuating circumstances, you could grant an additional year.
But what we're seeing today is that it's not taking 2 years, it's taking 3 or 4. Unless it's a modular, and even a modular now is taking a year. So,
Don't work on
okay, any other questions? All right, council, all in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, motion carries. Well, do we have anything else on the agenda, dude? Let's see, there is no public hearing or action items, and so the next item on the agenda is the mayor council comments, if anyone has any comments. Council? Excuse me, we have a meeting going on. Council, did you have any comments? Anybody have anything? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just one thing for folks and people in the town who have to know about the rent rendezvous market. This Saturday, which was planned, is gonna be canceled due to the road or the water project construction that's gonna shut down this intersection, and the detour is routing through the parking lot here in Town Hall, which is where we hold the market, so that won't work out. So we'll send out an email so folks do know about that. And the only other thing I wanted to add is the next meeting of the Travel and Tourism Board will be next month on September 5th.
You're welcome. No other comments?
You want to say something about the restrictions on signs for voting? Voting is next week, right?
Voting is the 20th.
20th.
Mm-hmm. So the primary is the 20th up here.
Signs within 100 feet.
So what is it, Kristen?
What was that rule? No signs within 100 feet that day?
No, it's within 100 yards of the day of the election, and it's within 100 feet all other days.
All other days. Okay, thank you. All right, are we good? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Okay, second? Second. Moved by Councilman Denny, second by Councilman Merrill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed, motion carries.